In this lesson, we will discuss binomial distribution. So in binomial distribution, first of all, I will explain to you binomial experiment. What is the meaning of binomial experiment? See, in statistics, there are many problems, many probability problems that have only two possible outcomes. See, the focus is on two possible outcomes, or they can be reduced to two outcomes, is called the binomial experiment. Now, what does it mean? Two possible outcomes. Suppose if we flip a coin, there is only two possible outcomes, whether the heads will come or the tails will come. Similarly, in the true and false question, the answer may be true or false. So see here, these are the examples I have written for you in order to understand two possible outcomes. When a baby is born, only there are two choices, maybe boy or a girl. Similarly, if you are playing a game, there are only two outcomes, maybe you will win the game or you will lose the game. Right? So many types of probability problems have only two possible outcomes. These are the examples of two possible outcomes, and these kind of situation is called the binomial experiment. So here I have mentioned that these kind of situations, what kind of situations? The situations or the probability problems that have only two possible outcomes, called the binomial experiment. Right? And you try, suppose if I say, okay, try 10 times, flip a coin 10 times, right? So each repetition of the experiment is called the trial. So I will say, okay, one more time, one more time, one more time, right? I will flip a coin. This is called the trial. Now, binomial experiment, right? Suppose if you have a problem, first of all, you have to see whether this situation satisfies these four conditions or not. If this satisfies these four conditions, it means that the problem or the situation is a binomial experiment. Binomial experiment, I already told you, which has two outcomes, is the probability experiment that satisfies these four requirements. First of all, you have to see there must be a fixed number of trials. See, in the case of a coin, if I say just flip the coin 10 times to find out whether the heads will come and the tails will come, then see, this is the fixed number of trial. So you have to see there must be a fixed number of trials. Second, each trial can have only two outcomes. Just like in the case of a coin, there is head and tail. In the true and false questions, true and false. Then you have to see whether this situation satisfies the second point, which is each trial can have only two outcomes. Right? The third is the outcomes of each trial must be independent of each other. We have discussed independent and dependent, but again here I will give you a quick review of the independent. Suppose if you are going to buy a pizza, you are ordering any kind of pizza, another family comes and he or she order another kind of pizza, right? So these two situations are totally independent. So the outcomes, just in the case of a coin, when you flip a coin, right, head will come. Suppose first time. Next time, again it is independent whether the head will come or the tail will come. So the outcomes of each trial must be independent of each other. Fourth is the probability of success must remain same. See, this is the important, must remain same. What does that mean? Suppose if you flip a coin and the head will come, when you are trying second time, again there is the same probability, that is 50% the head will come. Second time we will not say this time 60% is surety that the head will come, or the 40% or 30%. The probability of success must remain the same for each trial. If the situation satisfies these 4 points, then it is said to be binomial experiment. Again, one more time, binomial experiment which has only two possible outcomes, and the situation should satisfy these 4 points. The first is there should be a fixed number of trials. Each trial has only two possible outcomes, and the outcomes of each trial must be independent, and probability of success must remain the same. If the situation satisfies these 4 points, then you can say that this is the binomial experiment. Here I have written some example for you in order to understand the binomial experiment. And the examples are that you have to interpret the situation as a binomial experiment or not, right? First is tossing a coin 50 times to see how many tails occur. 50 times. So this is the situation. You have to first of all see that this situation satisfies these 4 points. First is there must be a fixed number of the trial 50 times. This is fixed. First condition is okay. Second is when you flip a coin, there are only two outcomes, head and tail. Yes, head and tail. Second condition also satisfied. Third is outcome of each trial. When you flip a coin 50 times, each time it is independent. And the fourth is the probability of success, means 50% is probability that the head will come and the 50% probability tail will come. So yes, all four requirements are met. It means this is the binomial experiment. Second is selecting 10 students from a class and recording their gender, right? 10. So first condition you have to see it covers the 4 points or not. The first one is 10 students fixed, that is fine. There are only two outcomes, male and female. Yes, second condition is also fine. Third is it is independent. Fourth is, right, the probability of success must remain the same, that is fine. So yes, all four requirements are met. This is the binomial experiment. Now come to the third one. Drawing four cards from a deck without replacement. See here I have used the word without replacement, and there are 52 cards in a deck. You have picked or you have drawn four cards. So now remaining are 48. If another person comes and if I will say, okay, you can also pick four cards. So this is the dependent event because we are not replacing. So this is not the binomial experiment because it does not satisfy the third condition. As the cards are not replaced, the events are not independent. Fourth is asking 50 people which brand of drink they like. This is also not a binomial experiment because there are many kinds of brands, right? So in order to be a situation binomial, it should satisfy the four conditions. Now is the binomial distribution. This is different thing. First we have discussed binomial experiment. This is binomial distribution. The outcomes of the binomial experiment, right? So there are only two outcomes of the binomial experiment, I told you, and the corresponding probabilities. What are the probabilities that either the first out will come or the second out will come are called the binomial distribution. So easy. In a binomial experiment, the outcomes are classified as a successes or failure. This is the important point here. In the binomial experiment, there are only two outcomes, right? So we have classified the outcomes as a success or failure and are considered a random variable. In the probability distribution, it is called the binomial distribution. Here I have mentioned an example in MCQs questions. MCQs are multiple choice questions. Suppose there is one question and you have A, B, C, D. There are four choices. And you suppose you say, okay, answer A is correct. So this is called the success. All are the failures. So, right, in the binomial experiment, outcomes are classified as a success or failure. MCQ's correct answer is success, all others are failure. Now here I have written the notation we will use in order to solve the questions of binomial distribution. Probability of S, it means probability of success. When we will write down PS, it means probability of success. PF means probability of failure. P is the numerical probability of success. Q is the numerical probability of failure, right? This is the probability. Here is one important thing I will show you, that if suppose the probability is half, just like in the case of flip a coin, there is a 50% or half probability that the head will come. So Q is the numerical probability of the failure. What is the probability that the head will not come? Again, 1. If it is not mentioned in the question, so do not worry, because you know that the sum of the probability should be equal to 1. So we have to subtract this P from 1 in order to find out Q. If Q is not mentioned in the question, you have to subtract P, this probability, from 1, right? Then you will get the value of Q. And here I have mentioned as well. N is the total number of trials. Suppose if I say you have to flip the coin 50 times, so you have to use N as a 50. X, the number of success. If I will say if you flip a coin 50 times, 4 times, what is the probability that exactly 20 times that the head will come? So 20 is the X, it is the success, right? So this is the important note. X, this one, the number of successes is value maybe 0, 1, 2, 3 up to N, because total number of trials are N. Maybe 50 times head will come, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the notation we will use in order to solve the question of binomial distribution. And this is the formula. Now, in a binomial experiment, the probability of exactly X. See, I have focused the word exactly, because in the next few slides, I will show you what is the meaning of at most, at least. This is the exactly X, right? Suppose if you flip a coin, what is the probability that exactly 20 times the head will come? So in the binomial experiment, probability of exactly X success in N trials is computed by this formula. If you know, suppose I told you 50 times, so you have to write down N50. And 20 times head will come, this is 20. X, you will use 20 and you will use 50. This is the formula. Probability of X is equal to N factorial. And C, there is a, if I will say 5 factorial, it does not mean that you have to write down only 5. 5 factorial means you have to multiply 5 multiply by 4. This dot means multiplication. 3, then 2, then 1. 1 to that number you have to multiply, then you will get the factorial. Similarly, if I will say 6 factorial, then what you have to write down? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this dot means multiplication. You have to multiply all these numbers, then you will get the value of 6 factorial. So here is total number of trials factorial, then total number of trials minus successes, then factorial, and then the factorial of this X multiplied by P. P is the numerical probability, and this is power X. Whatever is X here, you have to write down here. Q is the numerical probability of failure. This is the numerical probability of success, numerical probability of failure. N minus X. This is N total trial minus successes. So whatever, it should be the power, right? So this formula you have to use in order to find out the binomial experiment. Here I will show you. The question is, find the probability that 2 of the 3 kids are girls. See, there are enough, if a family has 3 kids, so 3 is the fixed number of trials. You can say first condition is 3 kids, we know. So you have to find out the probability out of 3 kids, there should be 2 girls. So in the sample space, there are 8 total possibilities. Maybe 3 of them are boys, maybe the 2 are boys then girl, 1 boy, girl, boy. So there are total 8 possibilities. How I have made these 8 possibilities, we have discussed in detail this on sample space. Please watch the video, my video sample space, then you will find out how I have calculated, how I have made these 8 possible sample space with the help of a tree diagram. So see three outcomes. What is the question? See, there are 8 possibilities, and there are only 3 possibilities that two of the 3 kids are girls. This one, GGB, this is one probability, this one, and this one. In the first, there are 2 girls, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, girl. So out of 8, there are only 3 possibilities that maybe they have 2 girls and 1 boy. If I will solve this question with the help of a sample space, it is very easy. Out of 8, there are 3. So I will write down 3 divided by 8, right? 3 and divided by 8, because there are only 3 possibilities that there will be 2 girls and 1 boy out of 8. And when we divide it, when we simplify, we will get 0.375. I have solved this question with the help of a sample space. So easy. But now the same question we will solve with the help of a formula which I have shown you here. This one. First of all, you have to find out whether this is the binomial experiment or not. You have to see whether this situation satisfies these 4 points which we have discussed. There are fixed number of trials. Yes, 3 kids. There are only 2 outcomes. Second condition was yes, boy and girl. The outcomes are independent of one another. This is also clear, and the probability of success is half. Half means maybe the boy will come or maybe the girl. So this situation satisfies these 4 points. It means it is the probability this experiment. So we can solve it with the help of an example. Here in this case, n is total number of trials. Total, these are 6, sorry, 3 kids. X is the outcomes. We have 2 outcomes, boy and girl. So this is 2. Probability is half and Q is half, right? Probability that the girl will come is 50%. So the remaining, if suppose we do not, here we do not have the value of Q. So what I told you, 1 minus, because the total of probability should be equal to 1. So 1 minus half, because this probability is given. So you have to subtract this probability from 1. Then again half will come, which is the value of Q. So here we know, put these values in the formula, this one. So first is n. N is 3. So you do not have to write down only 3. See in the formula, it is factorial. 3 factorial. And where you will find out this symbol is the second function on the top of number 1. See 1, 2, 3. These are the keys. You have to press shift and 1. Then you will get this exclamation mark. This is the factorial symbol. 3 factorial, and then is n minus x. So n is again 3 and x is 2, because there are only 2 possibilities, boy and girl, and this bracket closed, and then is the factorial. Then is x factorial, and x is again 2, so this is 2 factorial. Multiply by px, probability. So this is half probability, numerical value of the success is half, maybe the girl will come, and x, so x is 2, so its power is 2. Q is again half and is n minus x, so n is 3, 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. So this 3 factorial means 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1, like this. And here 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1, or 1 factorial. So 1 factorial means 1. This is 2 factorial. This is 2 into 1. This 2 will cross out this. Here is 3 numerator. And when we will solve this, this is 1 over 4. See 2 times 4. And this is, so it will be 3 over 8. Same thing. Simplify it, we will get 0.375. This is the same answer obtained by using the sample space. See here we have used the sample space 3 divided by 8, because there were 3 possibilities. There will be a 2 girls and one boy out of 8. We will get 0.375. Here we have used the formula and we have get the same answer. Okay, one more question in order to understand. Suppose 1 out of 5 people say they like Pepsi. 1 out of 5. So how I will say 1 out of 5. This is the probability P. So if I will ask you what is the value of q, then suppose if q is not mentioned, so what you have to do, you have to subtract 1, because some of the probability should be 1. 1 minus 1 over 5. So when you will solve it, it will be equal to 4 over 5. Right? Okay. So 1 out of 5 people say they like Pepsi. If 10 people are selected at random, 10 is the fixed number of trials, what is the probability that exactly, see exactly, I told you this formula we will use when we have the word exactly 3 people like Pepsi. So n is the 10 factorial, this one total. X is 3. So 10 minus 3 according to this factorial, then x is again 3 factorial. P is 1 over 5. Why 1 over 5? Because 1 out of 5 people say 1 over 5, and from where I have written this power 3, this is the value of x. This one, see x. This is 3. And then Q, what is Q? 4 over 5. And then n minus x, so this is n minus x, 10 minus 3, which is equal to 7, so 7. And then 10 factorial means 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 till 1. 10 minus 3, which is 7 factorial, and 7 factorial is 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Here 3 2 1. So now you have to simplify. See, 7 6 5 3 2 1. So this will totally cross out will here. Now we have in the denominator 2 1 time 2, 2 4 time 8, 3 1 time 3, 3 3 time 9. So denominator is all 1. In the numerator we have 10 3 time 30, 30 4 time 120. And when you will simplify this portion, you will get approximately 0.201 is the probability that in the random selection of 10 people, 3 of them like Pepsi. What is the probability? 0.201. And I know you can simplify it. This means 1 divided by 125. Why? Because 5 times, it means there are 5 3 times, 5 times 25, 25 5 times 125. Similarly, you can simplify 4 divided by 5 and then power 7, you will get this. Simplify it again. If you have any question, you can write down in comment section, so I will show you how to simplify it if you cannot solve it, but it is very easy. Right? Now move on. Same question that there are 3 kids. How many possibilities are there that there should be a 2 girls and 1 boy? Right? Now I will show you. Sometimes it happens that sometimes the students forget this formula. They forget where they have to use the factorial symbol or the power, or it is tedious. So here is the table. I will show you how to solve the same question with the help of a binomial distribution table. This is called the binomial distribution table. You will find out at the end of the book, or if you google out, you will find out the table there. I will show you how to consult this table. Same question, solve the problem by using table. Right? N is 3 because there are 3 kids. X is 2. 2 means we are looking for how many possibilities that there should be 2 girls, and the probability is 0.5, because 50% probability is the girl, 50% for boy. So same answer. So how you will consult? This is the probability distribution table. In the first column is n. First column represents n total, this one. Right? So here you have to see n is equal to 3. See, n is 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 so far. So you have to find out the value of n, which box you have to see n is equal to 3. So it means this one. You have to find this one. Right? Not this one. Now x is equal to 2. See here in the first there is 2, this is 2, this is 2, but you should be very careful because this is n is equal to 3. So you have to find out in this box corresponding to This n, where is 2? This one. This is the value of x. First column represents the total number of trials. Second column represents the success. So here, right? And then probability is 0.5. This one is the probability. This one. So where is 0.5? This one. And this 3, you in the 3 number of trials 3, you have to see 2, right? And then extend this line till 0.5 and here. So see 0.375, 0.375, and we have calculated same with the help of formula. We have calculated same with the help of this sample space. Right, one more question I will show you with the help of this table. Suppose 5% people are afraid of going to mall alone. 5%. If a random sample of the 15 people are selected, find the following probabilities. See, now here I told you in the last example we were using the word exactly 4. If it is exactly 4, then you can use the formula. If it is at least, at most, so I will show you the difference. So you first of all you have to find out exactly 4 people in the sample space are afraid. Out of these 15, you have to find out exactly 4 people are afraid. So n is equal to 15, this total number 15, probability x is equal to 4 because 4, right? And what is the percentage? Probability is 5%. 5% means 0.05%. So here again this is the table. This is called the probability distribution table, binomial distribution table. Binomial distribution table, first column represents the n, so we are looking for n is equal to 15. So this one, do not consider this, okay? This is the 15. And then x is equal to 4. Do not see here is 4, here is 4, but this 4 belongs to 13. Total number of trial, if the total number of trials are 13. This 4 means if the total number of trials are 14. We are here. We have a total number of trials 15. So you have to see this 4, this. And then probability is 0.05. So see this one, 0.05. So you have to see this first column, this one, right? Come here, this one. This is 4, this is corresponding to 4. So it is 0.005. So easy. This is exactly, what is the probability? Probability is 0.005, that exactly 4 people are afraid to going mall alone. Now, at least 4 people in the sample are afraid. Out of 15, at least 4. So at least means 4, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, up to 15 people's total number of people are afraid to go mall alone. So here is a trick. You have to find out the probability of, so see, if you will do probability of 4, then 5, then 6 and 7, 8 up to, it's too long. Just you have to write down probability of x is lesser than equal to 3, probability of 0, then 1, then 2 and 3, because at least 4 is included here out of 15. So you have to find out the probability less than 4, which is 3. Then we will subtract it from 1, right? So probability 15, again you have to see this 15, first is 0, so this is 0, so it is, and the probability is 0.05, 0.05, it is 0.463, 0.463. In second, probability 1, now same 15, total number of trials are 15, and 1, 0.366, 2, 0.135, and this, then you have to add it and then subtract from 1 minus this, which is equal to 0.005. So at least 4 people in the sample space are afraid, the probability is this. Now at most means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to add 0 up to 4 at most. And then same thing, probability of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you have to consider 4 as well, right? This one, this. So 15, and then what number, what x you are looking for, and then you have to add, it is 1. So in this way you can consult the binomial distribution table. Now is the next topic is related to the binomial distribution, is the mean, variance and standard deviation of the binomial distribution. Here you have to use this formula. Mu is equal to n total number of trials multiplied by probability. Variance sigma square is equal to n dot p dot q, right? Total number of trials, probability and total numerical value of the failure. When we take the square root of this sigma square variance, which is called the standard deviation, here I have set a problem for you. Find the mean, variance and standard deviation to find out the number of tails if the coin is tossed 8 times. See, we flip the coin 8 times, you have to find out the number of tails. So n, total number of trial is 8 and the probability of tail is half. We know. See, it is not mentioned in the question, right? But we know that there is 50% chances the tails will come or the 50% that the head will come. So 1 by 2, when we simplify it, we will get 4. 4 is the mean. So in variance sigma square n, same thing, we will put this value n is equal to 8. Probability is half pq, that the tail will come, and the remaining is half, which is the head will come. Simplify it, we will get 2. When we take the square root of this 2, we will get 1.41 approximately. This is called the standard deviation. These are the formulas to find out mean, variance and standard deviations of the of the distribution, binomial distribution. Here I have set one more question. Suppose in this case we are going to die a roll 750 times. So in this case n is equal to 750. You have to find out mean, variance and standard deviation of the number 5, that the 5 will come. So what is the probability that the 5 will come? In the die we have 6 sides. Each side has the same probability, that is 1 by 6. So 1 by 6. Simplified, the mean is 125 is the mean. And then variance sigma square n, same 750, probability 1 by 6 q. Here how you will find out the value of q? Q is not mentioned, right? So I told you 1 minus p, the value of probability of 5 we know, 1 over 6. Subtract it, so you will get it. If you do not know how to subtract, so this is the called the butterfly method. 6 1 times 6, write down like this and cross multiply this. 1 1 times 1, and here 6 1 times 6. So 6 minus 1 is equal to 5 over 6. 5 over 6 is the value of q, 1 minus p. So simplify it, you will get 104.16. Take the square root of this, you will get approximately 10.206, which is the standard deviation of the binomial distribution. Here I have set some practice problems. You have to solve this problem first. Answers are also available. Find the probability of x successes using the binomial distribution table. Here you have to consult the table. See, n is equal to 15, n is equal to 18, n is equal to 20. So you have to find out this table at the end of your book. See, this is 15, 14, 13. Then in the question we have n is equal to 18. You have to turn the page and then you will find out 18, 19, 20, whatever you can Google out. Then you can also see this table are also there, right? So you have to find out these probability of success with the help of table. Answers are here. Then find the probability of x successes using the binomial formula, which I told you, n factorial divided by n minus x factorial and so on. The answer is here. If we do not have the value of q, I told you this is the hint, 1 minus p is given, you can find out the value of q. Again, if you have any question, any comment, you can write down in the comment section, but please do not forget to subscribe to my channel Saima Academy, and thanks for watching.